Welcome and let your journey to soul expansion begin. I'm your host, Kristen Kaczynski. This show will take you on a journey of expansion, encouraging you to release the limitations of your mind and lean into the wisdom of your soul. Remembering who you are on a soul level will help you release your conditioning, expectations, limiting beliefs, fears, and worries, and evoke a life expanded by your energetic alignment. Whether you're an entrepreneur who wants to grow your income and impact, or someone who knows in your heart of hearts that you're made for more, this podcast will help you awaken the power that's already inside of you, allowing you to attract an easy flow of money, clients, opportunities, and fulfillment. In each episode, you'll learn something new, expand your consciousness, and you'll walk away with a glimpse of what's truly possible for you. If you're ready to follow your soul's calling and live a more expansive life, you're in the right place. Welcome, and let your journey to soul expansion begin. Hello and welcome back to the Soul Expansion Podcast. I'm Kristen Kaczynski and I am so excited you're here. Today we are talking about wealthy goddess lifestyle and mindset upgrades. And I really wanted to cover this topic today because I just have been becoming a lot more serious about being disciplined about taking care of myself. And it's something that I have been a work in progress on for the past, 2 years practically, but I've really gotten serious about it this year because it's become clear to me that the longer we put ourselves last on the list, the longer we think that we have to suffer in order to serve our communities or in order to, support the people that we love, the more we just hang on to this feeling of being miserable, right? Like we just hang on to this lower energy, this lower vibration. We accept things that, our highest self really would not want us to accept, right? We kind of get stuck in this pattern of martyrdom or, giving it all away, like giving so much of ourselves and not giving ourselves that opportunity to balance the giving with the receiving. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, then you know how important it is to give yourself that opportunity to receive. It's so important for your money mindset. It's so important for attracting soulmate clients and for attracting, larger income without having to work yourself to the bone. We have to start to really embody and tap into this energy of receiving. And so I'm going to talk you through 2 different days that I very recently had. One of them was today. One of them was about a week ago. And the one that was about a week ago was not a wealthy goddess lifestyle type of day. It was kind of like a backsliding day for me. Like I hadn't had a day like that in a long time, but it was I'm so grateful that it happened because it realigned me to what I need to do to hold myself accountable and also gave me the idea for what to talk about in this podcast. So, of course, it was meant to happen the way it happened. And then the other day I want to tell you about is today. So today I made a conscious effort to be in my receiving energy, to nurture my inner child, to nurture my divine feminine, to take care of myself and to be present and actually savor my entire day. And it's been so freaking amazing. So we're going to talk about the differences between these 2 days that I've personally had, and then some action steps that you can start taking to shift into this energy yourself. So as I start to talk about this, there's going to be some of you listening to this that are going to be triggered. And I know that so deeply because I was in your shoes. And I just want you to know that that's okay. It's okay to listen to this and think to yourself, that could never happen for me, or I'm not worthy of that yet, or that just isn't possible for me. Like maybe she can do that because of where she's at in business, but I can't do that yet. And so I just want to acknowledge the triggers that may be coming up as you listen to this. And if anything, I want you to keep an open mind and give me the benefit of the doubt. As I paint the picture of what a low vibe day looks like for me versus what a high vibration day looks like for me, it'll start to become crystal clear that when you do take care of yourself, when you do nurture yourself, when you do put yourself first instead of last on the list, then you have better outcomes, right? Like you actually create more abundance in your business when you're in a high vibrational state. So suspend your disbelief, suspend your triggers, even just for the sake of listening to this, because this is a message that I think is not widespread enough, right? And I try to bring those types of topics to you on this podcast. There's very few people that are standing up and leading the way to a sustainable business model. So much of the online coaching industry, the online business industry is about scaling fast, getting there fast, making 100K immediately, making $1 million as fast as possible. And while those things are amazing, and I love to read those stories and I love to hear about them, what's become crystal clear to me in my own journey and with working with my clients is that there's diminishing returns to that, right? And some of us may be able to hold out all the way until 7 figures. I know of mentors and leaders that I look up to that were able to keep their nose to the grindstone and the wounded masculine all the way till they reached 7 figures. And then they got there and they were like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I don't know if I even like this business anymore. I don't know what I want to do, because their heart was completely disconnected from it, right? And then on the other hand, there are those of us who burn out a whole hell of a lot quicker, like myself. I burnt out after maybe about a year in my business. I hadn't quite reached 6 figures yet, but that was my first 6-figure year. There came a point in 2020 where I just couldn't do the wounded masculine anymore, which is the go, 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 the hustle, 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 the put yourself last on the list, get the money as fast as possible lifestyle that is so often touted in this industry. So there is a pretty dramatic shift happening that I'm noticing even just in the industry, but I still don't think there's enough people talking about this. And so I am here to be your guide. So let's talk about what a really low vibration day for me looked like. And I'm going to be real with you, this was last freaking week. So I am not perfect. I am not flawless at this work, even though I teach it, even though I coach my clients on it. So go ahead and take me off of that pedestal that you put me on. I don't belong up there. I am just as human, just as flawed as you are. I have terrible days just like you do. And last week I had a really terrible day. So I had actually gotten back from a wonderful, wonderful experience where I was, at a retreat, and I was, healing a lot of deep wounds when it came to being in a group setting, right? And I just felt so nourished, so full, so amazing coming out of that retreat that I just let myself kind of relax the rest of the week. I came back on Tuesday morning. I had to take a red eye back. And then I came back, and pretty much Wednesday and Thursday, I just vegged on the couch, watched TV, didn't do too much, maybe did a client call here and there. But I took it easy, right? I allowed myself to rest and to soak in. But then, and let me know if this has happened to you, Friday came along and I had an oh shit moment. So my ego came online and was like, you've accomplished nothing for the past 7 days. You haven't, set up all this stuff that you need to set up for your launch. There's so much that you need to get done. You didn't make any sales this week, yada, 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 yada. So my ego was running wild, and I merged with it. I let it take over my consciousness. And I'm pretty good about this. Like, I'm pretty good at separating myself from my ego after, about 2 years of mindfulness and meditation and NLP and healing work and spiritual development. But we all have those days. And it was one of those days where I just let myself slip back into old patterns. And so what that day looked like is I woke up and I was immediately on Instagram. I was scrolling, I was comparing. I looked up people that I used to work with and compared myself to them. I, got super down on myself as I looked around the industry and saw that, oh, one of my former clients was making more money than me. And oh, this person was doing this. And oh, this person is doing that. And I just kind of went into this gigantic pity party tailspin, and I couldn't get myself out of it. I kept feeding my ego with all of these negative stories because that's what my ego was looking for, right? My ego was upset that I rested, that I took time off, that I actually nurtured myself and gave myself the self-care that I truly deserve and am worthy of after, a really long retreat where it's emotionally draining and it's so wonderful, but it's also exhausting, my ego got pissed that I let myself have a couple days off. And so it was trying to, collect all of this evidence that said, you need to be working harder. You need to be doing more. You are so behind. Look at how much everyone else is succeeding and look at how terrible you're doing, right? Which, by the way, I'm not doing terrible, but that's what happens. Our brains, our survival brains, our egos, they want to latch on to all of this evidence and they go looking for all of this evidence. That's why I was scrolling on Instagram for pretty much 6 hours. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. I look back at that and I'm like, I thought I had evolved beyond that. But no, I had one of those days. And I just felt awful the entire day. And Ralph came home and I was just in a terrible mood and I was crying about my business and just and then I picked a fight with him and it was just awful. It was just so awful and so not the evolved human that I thought I had become, right? And so over the weekend, I just kind of let myself be, right? I let myself let go of that terrible Friday, with the knowledge that I was going to change things on Monday. And so today is Monday, right? And oh my God, what a fucking world of difference. So here's how I started my day on Monday. So I woke up and I set the intention to have a good day and to not compare myself, to not get wrapped up in the social media shitstorm, and to just, prioritize my self-care and my well-being and treat myself like the millionaire I am, striving to become very soon. And so I started my day by reading a little bit of a chapter out of one of the books I'm reading. And I just I felt so good. I was like, okay, let me read this book and just kind of be guided throughout my entire day. And so I read the book and I read the chapter, and then what came through for me was, ooh, I need to do a card pull. And so then I went to do a card pull, and I did it from the Starseed deck, and I did this 5-card spread thing, and the last card was the grounded action that I was supposed to take, and the card that came up was loosen your grip. And I was like, okay, this is so perfect because I've been so, Friday was such a grippy day. I was clinging to all of this negativity and all of these stories that don't serve me. How can I loosen my grip and just go with the flow of my life? And so I continued on my little intuitive morning routine, and I got this new rebounder, which is one of those mini trampolines. And so I got one of those, and we have these amazing Sonos speakers that we got as a wedding gift. Shout out to my sister. She got those for us. So we have speakers in every room. And so I set up my little trampoline and I started jumping up and down on it. I've been doing that for just moving energy and lymphatic drainage and stuff like that. And I put on some Taylor Swift, and just had a fucking blast. Me and my inner child were just playing and having fun. And then I just was overcome with so much joy and so much laughter because I was jumping on this trampoline, listening to Taylor Swift, and I was just doing it for me, right? There was no goal to accomplish. There was nothing I was trying to achieve. I was just allowing myself to play and to be in the moment and to experience childlike joy and ecstasy and all of that good stuff. And as I was jumping up and down on this trampoline, I had one of one of those moments of clarity where it's oh, I fucking understand the universe now. And I had one of those moments of clarity. And it was basically, it just said it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what you do. Just go with the flow of life. Hold the vision of what it is you want to accomplish, but it really doesn't matter what you do. And the Kristen who was completely unconscious on Friday would have been pissed at that, realization from my higher self. But the Kristen who was jumping up and down on the trampoline was yeah, it really doesn't matter. I get to, create this business. I get to speak my truth. I get to serve my community. I get to go with the flow of my business and of my life. I get to lead from the heart, and it gets to work out. I don't have to micromanage it. I don't have to control it. I don't have to compare myself to everyone else in the industry. I get to just be me, and I get to just trust that it's all working out for me. And it was like an embodied realization, right? Like we hear this information, like maybe you hear this information now on this podcast and you're like, yeah, I've heard that before, but I don't really believe that, right? Or there's like that part of you that doesn't really believe it. But for me, it was like full body yes. It was like, yes, this is truth. This is, universe speaking to me, speaking through me on this podcast now. And I'm going to really make this my mission for the rest of 2021. I'm going to live by this. Psst, did you hear the news? The Soul Expansion membership is officially open for business. I created this program for those of you who don't want my help with your business strategy. You've got that down, or you have another mentor who's supporting you with that, but you really, really, really want to go deeper on the mindset and energetic stuff with me for a low cost. And it truly is low cost. So as part of the launch, we were able to offer our founding members $88 per month enrollment. And for a very limited time, I'm giving you the chance to get locked in on that. So this is only valid through the month of November. After November, the $88 per month rate will be going up to $111 per month. So I highly recommend signing up now. And if you sign up during the founding members enrollment period, which again is November 2021, then you will lock in that rate of $88 per month for the life of your enrollment. So as long as you never cancel your membership, we will grandfather you in to $88 per month. When you join this program, you're getting 4 healings per month on specific mindset and energetic topics related to business. So pre-sale for September and October, in September we did receiving. So there was breath work, there was some EFT tapping, there was meditations, there were journal prompts, all about receiving. In October, we did divine feminine energy. And with this, we did visualization, somatic healing, hypnosis, some more breath work and journal prompts. And this month, November, we're doing launching challenges. So again, you can get signed up for only $88 per month at the founding members rate through November 30th. That does expire starting December 1st. After that, it will be going up to $111 per month. When you get signed up, you can cancel at any time. Just note, if you cancel, you will lose your founding members rate of $88 per month. But I really think you're going to love this because I'm constantly updating it. Every single month, you're getting 4 healings. 3 are pre-recorded. I actually even do 1 healing live per month. So you actually get some live FaceTime with me, which is amazing. And you always get journal prompts every single month. So lots of tools, lots of resources to support you as you start to embody some of these mindset and energetic things that we're talking about on the podcast on a deeper level for your business. So I'd love to see you join the Soul Expansion membership, and you can do so by going to mysoulexpansion.com. Again, that's mysoulexpansion.com, and I hope to see you inside before we raise the prices. So after I was jumping up and down on my trampoline, and the reason why I'm telling you every detail of what I did is because I want you to understand how intuitive and how spontaneous and how open-hearted this whole day has been, so that you can see you really don't have to micromanage everything, right? So after jumping up and down on my trampoline, I was like, you know what? I need to get out of the apartment. Because of the pandemic, or because of, being an entrepreneur who does all her stuff online, I spent a lot of time in our little 1-bedroom apartment, and we have it decorated nicely. It looks nice. It's all fun and games and everything. But I gotta be real with you. My achiever, who was online on Friday, she gets activated so easily, right? She'll be scrolling on social media and she'll see something that someone else posted, and then she'll before I know it, I'll wake up, quote unquote, wake up, and it'll be 7 o'clock at night, and I just lost track of time because I went into this pattern, right? And so I've been slowly breaking that pattern down, slowly reprogramming everything, slowly integrating that childhood part of me that felt like she had to achieve things in order to receive love. And it's been a process, right? So today I just got super honest with myself and I was like, you know what? It would make it so much easier on me if I just built things into my calendar that prevented me from getting wrapped up in this pattern. And things that are fun, things that bring me joy, things that are good for me and allow me to take care of myself on a deeper level. And so right then and there, I booked a fitness class and I hadn't been to the studio in like 3 months. And I was like, you know what? It's time. I'm going to go back. I'm going to, be there. I'm going to, show up for myself, show up for that childhood part of me that feels like she can't, go to the fitness class until she makes a sale that day or whatever. And I'm just going to allow myself to have that experience. So I went to the fitness class, and after the fitness class, I just felt like, ooh, it feels like really good to kind of like draw out this morning. I'm not ready to go back home. I'm not ready to do a bunch of work. I'm not ready to potentially slide into a negative achieving pattern. So I'm going to, go get a latte. And at first, I went and stood in line in this little French coffee shop. And the thought that popped into my head at first was, okay, get the latte, go home, get started on your work. But as I was standing in line, I looked around and there were just people everywhere. And they were all like talking or, some were definitely playing on their phone or on their computer and everything. But others were just like there and they were just living and they were just being in the moment. And I told myself, you know what? I get to do that too. And so I got my latte and I went and sat at this little table by myself. I resisted the urge to pull out my phone. I did take like one boomerang, but other than a boomerang or two, I put my phone away and I just savored the moment. And there definitely was a part of me in the background that was like, you should be going home. You should be getting work done. What are you doing? You're wasting so much time. You're not being productive, yada, yada, yada. And I just kept recentering myself in the moment. And I kept telling myself, I get to be here. I get to just be. I don't have to always be doing things. I get to just fully receive this latte and savor every sip and enjoy this moment of stillness. And I did. And then I could have easily told myself, oh, you've wasted so much time. Go home, get some work done. But then I told myself, you know what? I'm not ready to end this, goddess morning. So then I went to the local boutiques and I just looked around. I got like one shirt, spent like $40, like nothing crazy. But I just allowed myself to, do something that I truly enjoy, which is go shopping. And it wasn't about like spending money. It was just about like being in the presence of beautiful things and looking at, fashion and smelling candles and just being in the moment, right? Again, phone was away and I was just allowing myself to be in the moment. So then finally I was like, okay, I feel ready to go home. And so I went home. And at first, when I got home, there was that part of me that was like, get to work right away. You got to record 3 podcasts today. What are you doing? But then I told that part, you know what? Let's relax. Let's take a shower. Let's put on our new $40 shirt. Let's get cute. Let's do our makeup. Let's do our hair. Let's continue to enjoy today. And so I did. And I savored putting my makeup on. I was listening to these really juicy, moody songs and just like, really embodying that like hardcore New Yorker side of me that exists somewhere inside my body. Who's brooding and emotional and thinks she's better than everyone, but also knows she's not. So I was just like letting myself be in that experience too. And then I was like, I need to order lunch. Let me order a nourishing salad. And so I did that. And then finally, I sat down and I started recording podcasts. And I just got to tell you, like, you can probably hear it in my voice. There's just a world of difference and just so much deeper inspiration that gets to come through when you truly take care of yourself and when you enjoy the whole morning. I mean, I even enjoyed the walk from my car back to the 1-bedroom apartment. We usually have to park like a really long block away. It's probably like a 7-minute walk is how far away we have to park. Normally, I dread that walk and I'm like, this is dumb. I hate that we don't have garage parking. I wish we could park so much closer. But instead, because I had made a commitment to myself to savor today and to have a really good day, I even enjoyed the walk from the car back to the apartment. And I just noticed all the Halloween decorations on the little houses that are near our apartment complex. And it was so strange. I never really hear crickets, or I don't remember ever hearing crickets at like, I don't know, noon or whatever. But as I was walking back to the apartment, I heard like these really loud crickets. And I just kind of like did like a mindfulness moment where I was just fully listening to the crickets and letting myself be enveloped by their music and witnessing all of the beautiful Halloween decorations and enjoying the fact that it's, my final fall in the Northeast, perhaps forever, and just really savoring the moment of being here in the now. And this may sound like a load of bull crap, but I kid you not, I opened up my phone and someone confirmed that they want to sign up for one of my programs. So let's just recap. Friday, I had like the shittiest day I've had in a really, really long time. Didn't make any sales. Got down on myself for not making any sales for 7 days straight. Today, I put off working on my business until literally 2 p.m. and just like enjoyed myself and savored every moment and listened to the crickets and really absorbed the taste of my latte and just was so just in the experience and letting my inner child play, jumping up on the trampoline, listening to music, reading a book, meditating a little bit, doing a workout class. Like I had a beautiful morning. Like, oh my God, so amazing. And I opened my Instagram and someone wants to buy my program. So, okay, I know there's that part of you that's like, but how? But why? But oh my God, that could never happen to me. But I'm telling you, through lots of experience of relearning this lesson over and over and over again, I'm telling you that you can be this way. You can start to make these upgrades in your life. You can start to step into this receiving energy. You can allow your inner child to play and to have fun and to be fully in her life instead of just working toward a goal. And you get to be sensual and you get to activate that divine feminine energy that's slow and sensual and expansive and loving and receptive. Like you get to be in that energy and you get to make money. No matter where you're at in business. Now, that's not to say that you don't do anything in your business. I mean, obviously, I'm recording this podcast right now. I posted to stories a couple times today. Although Instagram's down right now, so I'm like, okay, further confirmation from the universe that today I was supposed to just receive and be a goddess. That's how the universe always works. So Instagram isn't even working anymore today, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just record my podcast. But you get to have days like this. And yes, you still have to do the divine masculine things. Yes, you still have to talk about your offers. Yes, you still have to show up on social media. But how can you make the entire experience of building your business, the entire journey of building your business more fun, more sexy, more enjoyable, more pleasurable, more exciting, more just amazing, right? Like, I had an amazing day because I chose to have an amazing day and I chose to slow down. I chose to create boundaries around my time and energy. I chose to keep the phone away. I chose to stay off social media. I made all of those choices so I could have a better day today, and I made a sale, right? So I'm going to encourage you right now to start setting boundaries around your time and energy so you can slow down. Because guess what? I had a huge breakthrough this morning while I was jumping on my up and down on my trampoline. I made a sale while I was sipping my latte. I, enjoyed the sound of the crickets and then came home and just had I think I had 6 wedding gifts waiting for me on my doorstep. I am receiving so much today. because I'm choosing to, right? And it's hard. Trust me, it is really, really hard. But the only way you can start to shift into this is if you choose to do it this way, right? It is a choice to wake up and open Instagram. And yes, it's a habit. Yes, it's an addiction. I'm not discounting that. So if that's the case, create boundaries around your time and energy so you can break that addiction. If that's the case, create a rule where you're not allowed to pick up your phone until noon every day. And before that, you have to take care of yourself. You have to do your workout. You have to do something fun, like jump on a trampoline and listen to Taylor Swift, right? Like, how can you just infuse your entire day, the entire journey of building your business with more play, more pleasure, more joy? Because that is the vibration of money. That is the vibration of attracting soulmate clients. That is where you get that inspired action. That is where you get those downloads from the universe. That is how you start to know how to speak so clearly to your soulmate clients to where they are magnetized to you without you having to chase after them. Right? So that's what I have for you today. And be patient with yourself, but make the choice, right? I made the choice to not pick up Instagram right away. I made the choice to book the fitness class. I made the choice at every step throughout the day today to prolong the pleasure, to prolong the joy, to allow myself to receive and have fun and experience life. And so it's part choice, part discipline, and part healing. So if you had asked me 2 years ago, could I have a day like I did today? I would have felt anxious the entire day. If I had, put off starting work until 2 p.m. 2 years ago, I would have felt anxious the entire day. Oh my God, what's happening with my business? Oh my God, has anyone DM'd me? Oh my God, I need to post on stories. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that, right? Like my little achiever would have been going nuts. But because of the healing work I've done, I've been able to calm her down and show her that she gets to have fun and she gets to have days like today and still make money. And it has nothing to do with how much she did. It has everything to do with her essence, her energy, her vibration. So if you listen to this episode and you were like, there's no way in hell I could have a day like that and make a sale. First, I want you to challenge that limiting belief. Second, I want you to keep an open mind and give it a try. Third, I want you to also understand that there may be parts of you that need some deep healing in order for you to start to be able to embody this energy. And of course, that is healing work that I do in my programs. So please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and connect if you are feeling drawn to do this type of work so you can experience more ease, more joy, more fulfillment in your life and business while you make more money instead of sacrificing one to get the other. You can have both. You truly can have both. And so that's what I have for you today. Next week, we're sticking with the money mindset theme. So next week, I have one of my friends, Corinthia Harris. She goes by Corinne. She's your coach, Corinne, on Instagram, and she is going to be telling us how to embrace your inner bougie goddess. So keeping up with the goddess money mindset themes. I hope you will join us next week. And until then, I'm Kristen Kaczynski. Thank you for honoring your soul's calling today and taking the time to listen to this episode of the Soul Expansion Podcast. If you have a question you'd like featured or have a topic idea, I would love to hear from you. Find me on Instagram at Kristen Kaczynski and send me a DM with your request. Remember, you are a truly limitless being. The limits you see now are only an illusion. Whatever it is that you desire, that's already yours. It already exists in the universe here and now. You simply have to awaken to what you already have. And I hope this episode brought you a little closer to that truth. If you love this episode and would like to give from your heart and appreciation, please take a few moments to screenshot it and tag me in your stories on Instagram, or write a brief review on your favorite podcast platform. Your voice truly matters, and your feedback helps to spread abundant expansion to a broader audience. And what a gift that is, right? Just think about how much abundance will come back to you if you help a friend experience their own soul expansion. And with that, I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Kristen Kaczynski, and I love you.